I never would have imagined that so many manufacturers want to revive 3D. This is the latest version of the X-ray glasses, the 1S. In addition to being used as a portable large screen, which everyone already knows about, now it can also turn all content connected to it into 3D visuals. Whether it's regular videos, photos, games, or even your computer desktop, everything can become three-dimensional. I have to say, I've actually had a lot of fun with it over the past 2 weeks. So how exactly does it work? How effective is it? And is it really necessary? The principle behind 3D display is probably easy for everyone to imagine. It's about presenting slightly different images to the left and right eyes. Whether it's 3D movie glasses or a 3D screen, the goal is the same, to achieve this effect. So using AR headsets or glasses to create 3D visuals is completely natural. However, 3D content has become increasingly rare due to production costs and changing trends. Even 3D movies are uncommon these days, let alone 3D games. So, as things have developed to this point, we now rely on AI to try to estimate the depth relationships in 2D images. A few years ago, a technology emerged that could guess, from a single picture, which parts are the foreground, which are the background, and how far they are from the camera, then generate something called a depth map. Initially, this technology was used to let smartphones simulate the bokeh effect of DSLR cameras, so people could take beautiful photos. Then some clever minds realized, since we have depth information, if I leave the distant elements unchanged and shift the closer objects a bit, wouldn't that create a sense of three-dimensionality? That's how AI-assisted 2D to 3D conversion technology came about. Recently, the 3D depth effect in iOS 26 uses the same principle. In this case, the gyroscope changes the viewing angle to achieve the effect, allowing both people and photos to have an almost 3D feel. However, every time you use it, it needs to call on AI computing power, which takes a bit of time. But the 3D feature of the X61S is processed entirely on the device, so you do not need to download any software. Just turn on this switch and you are good to go. Even your computer desktop can be turned into 3D. When the desktop uses a realistic photo style, the mouse even feels like it is gliding over a textured surface. Another advantage is that it can also turn the Switch's display into 3D. When playing Mario Kart, the items really seem to float, which adds a bit more immersion. After a firmware update, the 2D to 3D conversion feature can now stably run at 30 frames per second. The latency feels about the same as playing a regular 30 frames per second game. X said that future updates may achieve 60 frames per second, but I also found that not every scenario is suitable for 2D to 3D conversion. For example, with 2D animation and 2D games, since these types of content don't really have a strong sense of depth, the AI tends to make mistakes when trying to fill in the gaps. The best results are seen with TV dramas and movies, which have more spatial depth. However, when the scene is especially complex and lacks a clear single subject, converting to 3D can also lead to a lot of confusion. During the time I've been using it, I've set it as a shortcut key so I can easily toggle it on and off in different apps. Plus, depending on the content, there are 4 levels of 3D effect to choose from. While it's probably not a reason someone would buy the device, as a little extra feature, it's actually pretty fun. This feature will also be rolled out via software updates to the previous 2 models in the 1 series. So, how are the glasses themselves? The X61S is equipped with the X1 chip, which is an upgrade from the 1. It moves away from the traditional black color scheme and brings a more vibrant look. So the optical engine still uses the previous BB optical solution, but compared to the 1, which expanded the resolution vertically, it now has a 1920 by 1200 16:10 screen, and the field of view is just a bit wider. But if you're after the ultimate audio-visual experience, the 1S still can't match the 1 Pro, which has a wider field of view. After all, up to now, it still has a top-tier field of view among devices of this type, and it also offers 2 interpupillary distance options. As for the hover and follow functions, as well as other features, there's no difference among these 3 models. The official sources have been emphasizing something called M2P latency, claiming it has reached 3 milliseconds. Simply put, the lower this number is, the more stable the image will be. From my own experience, when I turned on gimbal mode while on the road, it was indeed much more user-friendly than glasses without 3 degrees of freedom. The image didn't shake around with the bumps of the vehicle. If you're not satisfied with just these basic features, then after plugging in the XREAL eye, you can also unlock the 6 degrees of freedom hover mode that's gone viral in online videos. Simply put, it shifts from sensing direction to sensing space. And since the eye functions as a camera, of course it can also be used for recording, making it possible to literally have a camera on your forehead. Recently, I even connected it to the Beam Pro to use it directly with Gemini, getting an early taste of a scaled-down Google Project Aura. Let me sum up my recent experiences with the XREAL 1S. I think a personal smart device geared toward the future needs to have sufficient sensing capabilities to gather enough information from its surroundings. And at the same time, it also needs enough computing power to run various AIs to help people solve problems. With the I and the X1 chip, XREAL happens to meet both of these requirements. I hope that with the X1 chip, XREAL will be able to roll out even more interesting features in the future. As for purchase recommendations, I think for personal use, you should go with the One S first. Among all the headset glasses I've used so far, it has the most complete features and ecosystem. Of course, if you already have the One, there's no need to upgrade. The One Pro is more suitable for those who want the ultimate audio-visual experience and don't mind spending more.